Paul Lil Sutton.
La Lil Sutton.
Welcome to... Ooh.
Whose pussy is this?
Lovely.
Hello.
Welcome back, fam.
It's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute.
A hot ass minute. Literally hot. It's been hot and sweaty.
It's been hot and sweaty, yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit hot and sweaty because we've got all the windows closed and I'm wearing a
And
jumper.
you're wearing a jumper, sis.
I know, but I wanted to be comfortable and casual because we're doing this really fun game today. So, it's called Reflex, the game, and it's by Flex Mummy, who is one of our idols, I suppose. We kind of look up to her quite a bit.
She's a bit of an inspo for us.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So she calls it a self-development and critical thinking game. So what we thought we'd do is delve into it. I will just explain a little bit about it, and then I reckon we just pick a card, any card.
Yeah, lit.
Okay. Reflex, the card game you didn't know that you wanted, but you definitely need. Reflex is an entry-level waddle into nuance and critical thinking. As cliché as it sounds, there is no right or wrong answer. Instead, answer instinctively. On Reflex. If any questions resonate with you, then do the world a solid and continue the conversation. This is a little box of them here, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel a bit like an actual YouTuber here, you know, if you hold the mirror.
Well, it came with like those little postcards, which are kind of like a sample.
I don't know if you... These ones.
Yeah. And we kind
see
of
that.
like started answering one and then ended up in this conversation. We're like, oh my God, we need to stop. We need to keep this for the podcast.
And so what we did when we opened them is we actually haven't had a look through any of these cards yet.
Yeah.
So
this is a true first impression.
it's all random. I did, though, take off the wee rubber band that they come with. So these are the cards. They've got her face on them. And then on the back of there are little questions, which we won't look at right now.
Lovely.
On the inside of the box, she's got a how to play. So step 1, pick a card. Step 2, answer every question honestly and thoughtfully. Analyze your response, unpack your beliefs and feelings. Step 3, pose the question to someone else. Discuss. Step 4, relish in the beauty of critical thinking. And then step 5, pick another card, lather, rinse and repeat. So basically, you answer the question yourself first and then ask you.
Yeah.
Vice versa. Lovely.
Do you want to go first?
Okay. Yep. Ooh. We'll just go straight from the top?
You can shuffle it.
Nah, okay. Oh, okay. How would you describe romantic love? That's getting right in there, isn't it?
Well, I'll let you answer.
Romantic love, I guess it's very intimate, isn't it? Like, romantic love to me is about... Oh my God, this is actually really difficult to try and enunciate.
Well, the way I would start to unpack it is, how is love with a friend or a mother different in a romantic partner?
True. Yeah, so instinctively you would go romantic love is with someone who you, I guess, aren't related to, essentially. You'd fucking hope not.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, each to their own.
Yeah.
No, but okay, so romantic love, well, that's like, it's like a love interest that you have where you want to, like, you know, grow together or like get married and have children and kind of maybe, well, I don't know if you want to have children or get married, but it's a kind of love that you seek in another person that you want to be like unconditional and lifelong.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's there we go. I think that's how I would describe romantic love.
Yeah. 'Cause like when you say long term, I could see long term with you and you're a friend.
Yeah.
So trying to understand what I would want from a partner. I guess what I would want from a partner, there's like kind of, it's almost more unconditional and more truthful, because I feel like if I was in a relationship with obviously a male, because I'm straight, I would be more open to giving that person critical feedback more often, because you're trying to build a life together and you're also trying to problem solve together so that you work cohesively, so that way you can both grow.
Yeah, the romance in it as well is like you share affection and intimacy with that person as well, which is not what you always do in any of your other loving relationships that you have.
Well, yeah, and we always say the biggest difference between like friendship and a boyfriend would be the intimacy, so the sex.
Yeah.
So sex is a really big part of romantic love.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And especially like because you're trusting that person with your body.
Yeah.
And you're sharing energy with them.
You're sharing energy.
You're becoming one with them.
You're sharing a vulnerability with them as well. Like, yeah, they've got access to areas of you, quite literally, that no one else does.
Yeah.
And I think also a romantic love to me as well, like there's definitely that aspect of it, and there's still that, like we said, that unconditional love, or like there's no judgment. There should be no secrets or no...
Yeah.
Nothing is out of bounds, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like also, well, when we start to choose a partner or a romantic partner, we have, if you're quite mature and you really know what you want, you have a long list of what you're willing to accept, and you have boundaries. And then I find once you've accepted that person and trust that person, you're in a relationship with them, you start to be more forgiving to them, and you let them to have more mistakes later on than you do in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. So because by then you love them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it becomes more unconditional. So you're willing to accept that person's flaws more once you're romantic than you are at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Why do people constantly do things they know are objectively bad for them? Because you want what you want.
I think it's kind of like... Yeah, you want what you want, but it's kind of like...
You don't know until you do it.
And you have to try it. It's just like if someone says, I'm getting changed, don't look, and then you're like... or like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like when someone tells you can't do something, I always want to do it then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't drive over the speed limit. I'm like, 52 or whatever. Like...
It doesn't matter, like... I mean, look, it doesn't matter how many red flags you can see in a situation, whether it be romantic, whether it be like... a job risk or moving to another country, like if you have curiosity, like that curiosity is gonna haunt you until you do it.
Exactly. It's like you just you do things because it's like you need to know.
Exactly. It's like drugs. You're like, you hear the hype about it and you're like, it's not necessarily good for you, it's not necessarily bad for you if you have, you know, control around it, but still you want to so many people try it. I
think it's like one of those things, it's like, you know, people say rules are made to be broken. It's like one of those kind of things. It's like, yeah, there's a living your life on the edge, or just doing something that's a little bit like off what is, you know, the norm. You kind of want to do it to be a little bit rebellious, a little bit different.
Well, they say that, you know, when you're a teenager, you're more likely to take risks. You have lower inhibitions, which is why teenagers are more rebellious.
Yeah. And I think also you don't have the same, like, consequence. You don't think of consequence. Like, when you're little, you run around and you do crazy shit all the time. Like, you might, like, I don't know, go on some kind of flying fox and you're not scared that you're going to fall off and break your leg. If I go on a flying fox now, I'm freaking out that I'm going to fall off and, like, smash my teeth out or something. I don't know. You know, like you think of the consequence before actually doing it. Whereas when you're younger, when you break those rules, you just go for it. There's no forward thinking.
You think about the immediate reward. Yeah, absolutely.
What is your immediate reaction to someone who doesn't really use social media? I actually I kind of applaud people who don't really use it that much, to be honest. But I was seeing someone who didn't have Instagram, and at first I was kind of like, it's a little bit weird, but it's actually super refreshing to hear of people who do that, because, I mean, if they use no social media at all, that's kind of strange.
Yeah. Well, I had someone that I was seeing that decided to go off it, and I found that it changed the dynamic of our relationship, because there was no DMing, liking, watching people's story and wondering what they're doing, where they are.
Honestly.
And it was kind of cool because all our communication just turned to like face-to-face and texting, and the communication was so much more clear because I wasn't reading between the lines of like, oh, why didn't he like my photo? Oh, why did he not reply to my text but post a story?
Yeah, that's what I felt as well. And also it makes getting over that person quite a lot easier too. Because this particular guy who didn't have Instagram, like, it was weird because I still was like living my whole social media existence.
Yeah.
But he was never there. Like, it was weird. He never like would look at a story or send me a message or like a photo or something. So I still had this whole other online personality in a way.
Yeah.
Which meant I could totally be myself, but it was weird that he wasn't a part of that. And that's like, it's fine. I think it's quite cool. Like, it's definitely refreshing to not be on there all the time.
I think it's refreshing, but I don't think personally I could ever not be on social media like permanently, just because of what we do. Like what we're trying to do with the podcast and the way that we want to be connected with women and other people. Social media is such a big platform that we can do that. I think it's all about moderation and knowing where social media has a place in your life and being able to know when to switch off and when to plug back in.
I think that social media can be really, really toxic, but it depends on the way that you use it.
Yeah.
So yes, it can, for sure. And like sometimes you can get swept up and be quite obsessed and like a sort of state of mind. I've taken breaks from social media before. Like for a long time I didn't have Facebook, and recently I just kind of log out of my Instagram sometimes, which is kind of nice. I have like a limit on my Instagram too, so it tells me that I've been on there for 3 hours per day, and I'm like, I think that's enough. Like, because otherwise you just sit there mindlessly scrolling and looking at stuff, and like if you're not using it in like a really positive way, like we're trying to for the podcast, I think you can just get totally swept away by it. Like, I don't follow accounts that don't make me feel good. I don't follow women who I don't think are positive role models. Like,
absolutely.
I think that it's when there's elements like that you can control about it, then it's definitely not toxic. It's how you view it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, social media can be addictive. It's no different to like having an addiction to a drug or a behavior.
It is. It's taken over the fucking world. Yeah. Like, it's literally, without it, people can't communicate. Like, and even so, because of it, they can't communicate.
And like, it's so like,
it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also so big for business and marketing.
Yeah.
As well.
That's how we found these. So, thank you.
Do you feel like you could actually achieve your wildest dreams? Yeah, 100%. Because, well, we always talk about manifesting.
Yeah.
And you have to speak everything into existence, and you can't make your dreams happen if you don't believe they're going to happen.
Definitely.
You have to have faith in yourself.
I mean, some of my wildest dreams are pretty wild, but for majority of them are not so much. Like, I reckon you can 100% make it happen.
I mean, even the fact that we were on the radio show yesterday,
that was very, very cool.
That was just like the biggest like accomplishment and reassurance for us to be like, yes, we're actually fucking making this happen.
Well, finally we're putting like, exactly. This year we decided to like put the right things in place, and we're so excited about the podcast this year because we've got the right ideas. We're refining it quite a lot.
Yeah, and it's not even just believing that you can achieve your dreams. It's also putting in the work.
You absolutely have to do it.
You have to put in the work. You don't just like want something and expect it to like happen because you're a good person or because you're nice. Like,
no.
You have to put in the fucking work.
Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of privilege.
No.
Yeah, definitely. Well, because how else are you going to make it happen? Like, if you want to, like, for example, you want to lose weight or you want to go to the gym and you want to work out, well, unless you actually do it, how are you going to achieve that?
Exactly.
Like, that's the one thing that gets me out of the bed every single morning when I want to go to the gym. I'm like, well, if you don't go, you're not going to get what you want.
Exactly.
Like, it's that simple.
I mean, like, a lot of our short-term goals for the podcast are like making sure we're reading, we're consuming content, we're listening to other podcasts. We have a schedule for like how often we're going to record now.
Yeah.
So it's all those little minor goals that are achievable, and those little minor accomplishments that make you get towards your wildest dreams.
Exactly. And I think also, like, even like if you're looking to like date or like meet a partner or something, like when I used like dating apps last year, I was like, well, I'm not going to meet someone unless I put myself in a situation where I'm going to have to do it.
Yeah.
And so that's why you do, you got to be in it to win it. You
Exactly.
have to put yourself in, otherwise you can't do nothing, expect maximum reward.
Yeah.
Do the least and expect the most.
Yeah. 100%.
Sorry.
Sorry?
Don't work like that. Ooh, okay. This is like one of those like would you rathers.
Okay.
Would you prefer to lose all the memories you have now or never be able to make any new memories?
I would rather lose. That means like there's no space for growth.
Oh my god, but like that means I wouldn't remember going to Coachella or like the first time that we met.
But we could do that again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. But fuck. That's a tough one.
But if I couldn't make any more memories, make any more experiences, that means I've peaked my capacity as a human being.
But then, no, actually, you're right. Like, I definitely would rather lose them, because then I could lose all of the traumatic things that have happened in my life, and I would be
not as fucked up.
I would be not fucked up. Like, I would be a fresh.
Oh my god!
clean
Imagine all the
slate.
trauma we could forget.
Honestly, I could forget all the bad guys that I've ever had sex with, and
all the shitty head that I've got.
To be honest, I don't remember most of them anyway. I
Oh
feel
my
like
god!
I often
You
black out.
would have to relearn how to suck a dick.
Oh my god, will we be virgins?
Born again
virgins. That's nice. That's nice. Well, our haters can enjoy that.
We're not sloppy seconds anymore,
We're
are we?
definitely
Nor
not.
are we sloppy 27th.
20 whatever. Okay, yeah. Maybe prefer to lose all the memories, because never being able to make new memories would be so shit.
Yeah.
And like, one of our friends, she's always like, I'm doing it for the memes, taking photos, whatever, for the memories.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah. Not about it.
No, we need to make them.
Yeah.
That was a
Lovely.
good card.
I like that one.
Could do this at like a dinner party, have like a few drinks or something, like a little circle.
Imagine doing this on a first date.
That could be cool. It's like that
The questions to fall in love.
Yes,
yeah. But more work and less pressure.
Less pressure, because also the fact that it's like 30 questions or whatever to fall in love, you're like, oh my god, do I have to love this person?
I've done it with a friend before.
Yeah,
but we kind of were doing like a face mask, and we're like, okay, gotta wash it off now.
we did it when we were driving that time.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, what is one thing you wish people would talk about more? Mental health.
Yeah.
I would wish men specifically would talk about mental health more and their emotions, just because of how that's impacted my life personally.
Oh, 100% actually. Yeah, definitely. I think also just things that people like really feel like they can't be really straight up about. So like people who have like financial difficulties, like not being ashamed to talk about it or ask for help or whatever, like that kind of thing. Well, like I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and she was like, I go, oh yeah, I heard this about so-and-so about financial blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, well, don't we all have that? And I was like, true, but who talks about it?
No one.
No one ever really. And it's the same mental health. Like, it's very, very hard when you're in a dark place to reach out to someone and be like, I feel pretty shit at the moment.
Yeah, like I wish more people got therapy, and like I wish like my dad had therapy. Like that would be like a dream come true to me. Like that would have... One person's healing can have a ripple effect on everyone around them.
Absolutely, it can, yeah. Because you see a change in that person, and when that happens, it's really nice. And they also want to like make you want to be better as well, which I think is really cool. Yeah, mental health for sure. And I mean, that's something that's really being pushed in society, particularly in New Zealand here, and I guess worldwide. Like New Zealand has a really massive suicide rate for men. And it's really sad. Like, it's really, really sad.
There's a lot of pride in the culture here.
Yeah.
In, like, in being, like a
bloke.
Yeah, as well. And being, like, a strong father figure, and, like, not being able to be vulnerable and, like, weak. Or it's seen as weak to be vulnerable, but really it takes strength.
And, like, yeah, for sure. In relationships, which is more important to you? Same likes or same dislikes? Same likes.
Why?
Because it's nice to have things that are in common. Like things that I dislike, I don't expect everyone else to dislike either. I don't try and change someone's opinion about something because of it.
Yeah, I agree. Think about why our relationship works so well. It's because we are so the same.
We have the same likes.
The same lifestyle as well.
Yeah.
I mean, and also the fact that, like, relationships are about being collaborative and problem solving. So, yes, you're going to have dislikes, but the point is that you can accept them and understand each other.
And also your dislikes are kind of what keeps you different, which is nice. Like, having the same likes is lovely. We can go to the same restaurants. We can, listen to the same music, watch the same movies.
Sex positions over and over again.
We can enjoy the same sex position. Exactly.
Watch porn together.
When you have dislikes, that's kind of things their dislikes are pretty personal as well. It's like when you meet someone you just don't know why, you just don't like them.
Yeah.
But no one else can see it. But you just don't like them. Like,
yeah.
It's like that. I don't know. I think that's what makes you different. Because someone might not enjoy reading. Yeah. And that's fine. You don't have to like reading. I like reading.
I mean, don't get me wrong. When someone hates the same person as me.
Oh, it's very nice.
It's very sexually.
It's very nice.
It turns me on.
Because then you can have the same bitch. No, that's mean. But yeah, I think definitely it's more important to have the same likes.
Yeah.
Because you want to know that those common things you do like, it's what keeps it fun and exciting.
Yeah. Well, like, likes are also linked to, like, what your passions and what your hobbies are. And that's so instrumental to, like, who you are and, like, what you want to do with your life. And you guys have to be aligned on the same path.
Well, it's like that party we went to in the weekend. Like, we both liked the same kind of music. There was the same kind of vibe there, the same kind of crowd. Everyone who was there was kind of on the same sort of buzz as us. Yeah. Even though there were still so many different people, it was still the same energy. Yeah. Versus going somewhere that maybe I like to go, but you don't like to go.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
No.
Yeah. You just don't vibe.
Not a vibe.
I really like the little cards and the colours, and I'm obsessed with her cheek highlight.
Oh, hard. Her brows?
Honestly. It's so cool.
All right. Is your glass half empty or half full?
My glass is always half full.
My glass is always half full, but I've, like, trained myself to think that way. Yeah. Because I can recognize when I'm being half empty, and I will force myself to be half full.
You have to be.
Because it's just about recognizing
moment,
toxic behavior.
Our cup is pretty full.
Yeah. No.
It's very full.
Very full.
But yeah, definitely. And sometimes it's okay to have a half empty cup. But yeah, it's when you've got to change that way of thinking, that mentality, that state of mind.
Yeah. It's like, if a dick is in you halfway, is it halfway in or is it halfway?
I hope it's going in and out.
And up and down.
And down and up and down and all around. Good way of thinking though. I mean, put it in, that's the tease. You're like, get it all the way
in but I want it all the way in.
Inside.
Unless you have an SDA.
In which case,
get out of me.
Don't even come over. What is one thing you wish people would talk less about?
You have to answer.
I wish people would talk way less about the Kardashians.
Yeah, no, you have beef with them.
It's not even beef. It's like, or people like them who have so much, like, of a following, they're so, like, in the public eye, but you're not a positive role model. Mm-hmm. Like, it really fucks me off. Like, I hate it. But there's people like them. I mean, they're just an example of them. But, like, who, use their platform to, like, get free shit or whatever. Like, social media influencers who use, like, social justice issues as a point to post a selfie and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, those kinds of people no, get out.
Yeah.
I wish we would just talk less about it. Stop going on and on about this new thing that Kim Kardashian's doing. Like, well, what is she doing to help fucking the poor? You know?
I would say, I mean, of course, everyone is valid to feel upset, but I wish people would complain less about superficial, like, first world problems. I mean, we all have them, and I'm not saying that people aren't allowed to have their emotions, but sometimes there's a time and place for one. Like, you don't have to constantly complain throughout the whole day. Vent and then suck it up and move on.
Yeah.
I hate people who constantly whinge. Or constantly whinge and then don't do anything about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like when I said to go to the gym before, like, don't complain about being overweight or being fat or being this way if you're not going to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, make a choice. Yeah. Cool.
Oh, this is cool. In your opinion, does the concept of monogamy make sense, or is it archaic? I think there's a lot of reasons why it makes sense in terms of emotional security, sexual health, consistency,
parenting
children for sure, like, practically, and also, like, if you want to get married and be, like, legally husband and wife in the eyes of the law and be treated like a married couple, obviously you get treated so differently if you're just boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't think it's necessarily archaic, but I don't think that monogamy is for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. And there's ways of being monogamous or being, like, more modernized.
Yeah. Modern monogamy.
Yeah. Which doesn't, I mean, you don't have to get married and all of these things. And I think that's kind of what the archaic sort of concept of it is. It's very religion based, really heavily. Like, oh, well, you're together, you have to get married, you've got to have children. Like, I said to a friend of mine once, she's been married for probably like 2 years now, and I was like, oh my god, when are you guys having kids? And she was like, when are you having kids? And I was like, very, very, very fair dig. Because, like, it was just so, like, presumptuous of me to presume that they want to have children
because they're married.
But I don't think they'll ever have kids. They've got a dog, they're happy, and that's great. And, like, me just being like, when are you guys having kids? Was like, she was actually like, well, no. Like, why should we? We don't want to. We've got a good life, you know?
Exactly.
So I think that's a really archaic way of thinking about it. But not that I am in that sense that way. Yeah.
And I think there's, like, certain times in your life where monogamy is appropriate and sometimes it isn't.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're in, like, your kind of your, maybe, like, your hoe phase, monogamy is probably not necessarily going to be high on your priorities list.
Yeah, I would say, you could, but you might want the stability and have an open relationship. You might be like, I want your emotional support. I want to be here for you. I want to help you grow, but I can grow better if we're not exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, like, I don't really believe in sleeping with more than one person at a time. There was a time that I probably didn't really care so much, but now, I don't know, I think also in terms of, like, sexual health, it's really important to not, but that's my opinion and that's what I believe, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it's monogamy. It's more just, like, you know. But I can't even. I've got.
That comes back to time and place. It's the time in our life that we're both at. We're both looking for something serious. And monogamy and, like, one sexual partner is the kind of lifestyle that we want to live, so that we attract that.
Definitely. But I still want someone who's fucking open-minded. Like, that's, I think, another part about modern monogamy is, like, there still needs to be that kind of open-minded conversation or dialogue or something between people, like, to realize, like, I've dated guys in the past who are like, oh my god, I can't believe that you've got a past, you've got a history, you've done this before, and it's like, well, who fucking hasn't? And as I've gotten older, that past is becoming a lot bigger. You know what I mean? Like, there's more shit's happening in my life now, or has happened, that you have to be really willing to be accepting of. And that's part of a quite modern monogamous relationship, I think. Because generally, something that's a little bit more traditional, they don't have that same kind of...
Like, when I think of modern monogamy, or even just, like, forgetting what a modern relationship is like, I always think of, like, Shan Boodram and her partner. Because they were in an open relationship and then...
closed it.
They closed it after they got to a different timeline in their life. And
I think though, in her open relationship, they didn't sleep with other people
sleep with
anyway.
other people. They dated
just
other people.
had
They
explorations.
They allowed each other to explore curiosity with their connections in other people.
Yeah.
Whether that be physical or emotional.
Yeah.
And now that they're closed, I think they still are
open to maybe having
conversations with other people.
Yeah, like if you meet someone at a party and you're like, oh, they're quite
I had eyes for that
interesting.
person.
Yeah. I want to chat with them a bit more or something.
Yeah. But open just means we're open to having that discussion. There's no judgment.
Yeah. And you have to be both on the very same page with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if she can find it, we can.
Absolutely.
Lovely. Do you respect people with views that radically oppose your own? I think it depends on what those views are.
And how they can justify them.
Because, I think, like, for example, I could respect a person who maybe perhaps wasn't pro-choice in terms of abortion, but that's because I respect their opinion and that's fine. But if it was someone who was like an absolute racist or like, I wouldn't.
No, yeah, 100%.
It's definitely dependent on that because I feel like everyone has their own opinion. But if you're like a complete bigot or you're a racist, like, I don't have any time for you.
The thing that we get questioned the most is our choice to be vegetarian / like working towards veganism.
Yeah.
We get questioned about that opinion all the time. But I'm never like, look, I understand why you want to eat meat.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty much superficial taste and lack of education.
And also it's something that you've always been brought up doing.
Exactly.
So
it's normalized.
Yeah, it is.
And like, even though I don't agree with that lifestyle, it's not the lifestyle I want for myself, I would never disrespect someone for choosing that lifestyle.
Exactly. Like I never try and force my beliefs on anyone, really, unless I feel like it's absolutely necessary, I guess. Yeah. But it's true. Like vegetarian veganism is a really good one because that's a personal choice. It's like someone who smokes.
Yeah.
Like if you want to smoke, that's up to you. Like I don't like it myself, but if you want to do it, go hard, man.
But also like,
live your truth.
But it also just depends where this person with this opposing view has a place in my life.
Yeah.
If this person was close to me, like, for example, I wouldn't date someone who's extremely religious because I'm really spiritual and, like, not being able to have the same, like, core values.
Understanding and agreement in that is really hard. Yeah.
Like, it would be a deal breaker. But I could still respect someone who's religious Catholic because I originally came from that upbringing.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely depends, I think, on what the view was, for sure, and who they were in our lives.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm definitely not going to respect someone who's racist, so they probably wouldn't be in my life, for example.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Cancelled.
Along with a sexist, misogynistic, narcissist, rapist. I don't know. The list goes on.
Interesting.
What?
How would you feel if you found out life had no purpose? Well, I feel like anything is real if you believe it to be.
I think life is what you make it.
Exactly.
So, if life had no purpose, I don't think it could.
Yeah.
Because
someone could tell me that it doesn't have purpose and I'd be like, well, it does to me, so fuck you.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know how people are always like wondering what the meaning of life is? Well, the meaning of life is just to live it. Like, you just have to do it. Like,
there's no like final conclusion at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the journey.
It's the whole journey is the meaning of life. Like, you're never going to just like one day be like, oh my God, I now know it, because that will always change every single day.
I guess in this sense it means like, how would you feel if you realized there was no higher power, no entity, like we live, we die, and then we disappear, and there's no like karmic cycle?
Sad.
Yeah,
I think I'd probably go like massively party or do something
like
really wild.
Like what if you found out that like karmic energy didn't exist and some things just happen, some things just don't? There is no like being good and and reward.
Yeah. I'd probably go a little bit wild, to be honest. I'd be a bit gutted if I found out that life had no purpose, for sure.
Yeah, but
But then some people genuinely feel that that's what their life is.
Yeah, and I think regardless of karmic energy, like, being a good person brings me joy, or like trying to be a good person and being good to others makes me happy regardless of whether I get something in return.
Yeah, 100%. Like, that's all you can do.
Yeah. I like that one.
Would you rather be alone or feel lonely? That one's so easy for me. I love being alone.
I was about to say,
I love being alone.
I'll be alone any day of the week.
Like, I don't think I ever really feel that lonely. It's like I never really feel bored because I'm so
busy,
but also I'm so really content in my own company. Like, I prefer it 90% of the time.
100%.
I still love people and I enjoy being around them, but I'm definitely often at my happiest when I'm by myself.
Yeah.
And I don't feel lonely.
I need so much alone time to function as a human being.
It's same. It's
like,
so funny. So Emily and I live together, if you didn't already know that. And literally we'll come home from work and we'll like cook dinner and sit down and eat, and then we just both come upstairs and go to our rooms and don't talk to each other for like till like the next day. Or we might text
in
between our bedrooms. Which are like this far apart.
Yeah.
Like, but that's fine. Like, it's never like, I'm never like, oh, is she mad at me? Or like, why can't we hang out?
No.
Or like, what's going on? Like, we make the time to hang out when we do, and that's it. Yeah, no.
But even then I know when you need space, and I know I'm like...
And same with you.
I just need to let you be. And like, obviously that's respecting boundaries as well.
Yeah. I'm also like, probably way too obviously like, when I need alone time. But that's fine. It's good. I've got that kind of, you can read it.
Yeah. Fuck being in a room full of people and being lonely.
Honestly, yeah.
No thanks. Because I can be alone and still be connected to people.
Definitely. And even I think like this is like how I said about being bored as well. Like I don't find that I get bored very easily because I always can be busy or I can find something that will occupy me. Like I think
alone time is just like so much time for self-work.
The most of the time when I'm bored is when I'm at work.
Literally when I'm around people is probably when I'm the most bored.
It becomes to be a lot more draining. Like there are certain people that when I hang around them, like I'm like, okay, I just need to leave now.
I think that's also because we're partly like introverts.
I used to like, I used to get really bad FOMO when I was younger. Like I'd always be so gutted if I was going to miss out on something, or I'd be like afraid if I didn't get an invite, or I can't go or whatever. And now I'm like, I literally don't care. Like I stay home on a Saturday night now and I don't feel one bit of FOMO.
No.
Like I'm happy in my bed. I got snacks. I can masturbate.
I'm going to get
Life's
enough sleep.
Good.
I always see people's stories when they're out and I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't go.
Honestly. And like waking up like not hungover and being able to do shit the next day.
And having money in my account.
Man, are we old?
I think we're old.
This is boring. Fuck. No, it's not. We're not bored, but we're just got
old.
different choices. Different choices. Like, oh, I'm gonna get money in my account.
I mean, don't get me
like,
wrong.
I love it.
I love going out once in a while, but it has to be the right night out.
Yeah, of course. Like twice last week.
Like twice last week, for fuck's sake. Who am I? What am I, 21?
Who is she?
Do you think you're capable of loving somebody unconditionally? I think all love is conditional to a certain extent. Because unconditional says that doesn't matter what you do, what you say to me, how you behave, I'm going to accept you. And fuck that. That means you can step over my boundaries over and over again. I think all love is conditional.
I agree. I don't think, that there's like, I would like to say yes, but I don't think so.
No.
Because, I've got too many boundaries, too many like, kind of walls, I guess, that I couldn't.
Which is quite funny because when we were talking about romantic relationships, I was like, oh, it's unconditional love. But now I'm like, fuck, I don't believe in unconditional love.
Well, I would still like someone to love me unconditionally. I just don't know if I could give you the same thing back.
Well, if my personal definition of unconditional is the fact that I give you room to make mistakes, but you have to grow from them.
You have to change your behavior.
Exactly. You can't make your mistakes over and over and again.
I think, I mean, again, we're going to delve into it a lot, but like, it's like, what depends on what those conditions are. Because like, if you murder someone, I don't know if I could forgive you.
Yeah.
Like that. Or like if you are a reformed drug addict, that's fine. I can deal with that. Or an alcoholic or whatever. Those things I can, but if you're like a sexual predator or like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Those things are conditional to me, 100%. So I would love to say that I am capable of doing that, and I could probably only maybe be unconditionally loved like my mum.
Yeah.
Like literally, she can do no wrong in my eyes.
Absolutely.
In that respect. Even if she does overstep a boundary or something of mine, I still unconditionally will love her.
Yeah. But I don't think everyone has the privilege of having that kind of love with their parent.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just have fucked up parents, and like to the point where they do unforgivable things.
Yeah.
So even if they are your parent, it's not necessarily always unconditional.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, for us, that's a no.
Yeah. I think it's just more that we give these people more room for forgiveness.
Oh, okay, this is nice. Would you sacrifice your life for someone else's? I think I probably would, to be honest. I don't know what kind of context this is. I guess we can delve into it, but like for sure. I have on my driver's license that I'll be a donor. If there was ever any reason that they needed my organs, 100% take them. Like if I don't need it, I would happily want someone else to be able to live their life because of me. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't sacrifice my life just for anybody, but I definitely would for the right person. And I think also you would never know how you react until you're put into that life and death situation. You might be surprised with how you behave because it's fight or flight, right? But yeah, I would like to think I would.
Yeah, I think I would. Definitely. Yeah, because you never know what you can do that can change their life. And how maybe their life is a different value to yours in a way, which there shouldn't really be a scale. But I don't know, like say like a friend of mine who's got children, I would happily sacrifice my life for them because they're a mother or whatever. And
but even like if you were a mother, you would happily sacrifice your life for your child.
Yeah. So yep. It's a big one.
Think about a perspective you believe in strongly. Do you believe this view is yours, or do you think it is inherited from society? What's something I strongly believe in? Probably just plain and simple is like gender equality.
Yeah, that's really good.
But definitely inherited from society because it's a reflection of how society lives.
While also women have been oppressed in
centuries.
Society forever from the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Like literally. So of course that comes from society.
Yeah.
Definitely. Gender equality.
Yeah. But I feel like for us to really strongly believe in something, we have to experience it firsthand. And most of our experiences are within society.
Yes, it's true. It's not like you
don't live in a bubble and then make opinions.
Yeah.
It's like how you can't create new content in a bubble without inspiration. You can't create new ideas or have any dogmas or values without experience or other people's opinions.
Exactly, and all ideas come from someone else's idea theoretically, really. Like people are influenced by other people all the time. Like I don't know, like you see a tattoo, you like it, you want it, you maybe get it, but you get something slightly different, but it's inspired by something else.
Yeah.
Like
what's like something that you believe in strongly?
I don't really know like how to describe it as a perspective, but like I genuinely believe in like people just being able to just fucking live their lives and do what they want to do and not have people like judge them or talk to them or about it or whatever. Like it really pisses me off when that kind of thing happens, or like just let people do what they want to do. You know, people are on a journey, like it's fine, like obviously within reason, like don't go around and like, I don't know,
murder people.
Exactly. But like if you wanna like I said before, if you wanna smoke, if you wanna get covered in tattoos, if you wanna like do drugs every weekend, if you wanna go out and drink and you wanna not shop at work, I mean, it's fucking annoying if you're that person, but like regardless, like it's your life, so just do whatever you gotta do.
Do what makes you happy.
And like I feel like society, this is a good one, like for sure, people love to have someone else to talk about. They love to like, you know, pick at people or like judge them and like ridicule them for doing things. And like,
do you think that it's because society has created these labels for, I don't know, movements, experiences, that we're able to identify them better and then choose what we identify with? Like, do you think if you were experiencing inequality and no one talked about inequality, would you be able to then on your own be able to recognize that you're being treated unfairly? Or because people are talking about it, that's how you've been able to be like, yes, actually I am being treated unfairly?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I reckon that potentially, but I feel like you would know if something doesn't feel right.
Right, yeah.
So, you know, it's like that energy doesn't lie, or, you know, when you get a vibe about something or whatever, like you can always feel that kind of shift. If there's something that doesn't feel right, generally, I think that you know, but you just don't know what it would be called in that respect.
Yeah, like society gives
so
us...
it doesn't have a label, but you just are
labels.
like, oh, I feel funny about this. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. I think people are always on their journey and just fucking let them be on it, and then when they need to come back, they do. And like,
exactly. You just have to support them.
Yeah. Like it's a conversation. Like even it's like when people talk about other people and they're like, oh, did you hear about that? And like, don't get me wrong, I fucking love a gossip, but like at the same time, just let them do what they want to do.
Agreed.
It's fine. Do you think you're a good person? I do think I'm a good person. I try to be, the most part. I try and be a good version of myself every day, a better one if I can.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I definitely think I'm a good person.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Just because I always have everyone's best interests, unless you're obviously treating me wrongly. But I would never intentionally want to hurt someone or upset someone just for fun, like, or just for no particular reason.
I just have always believed, like, kill them with kindness has always been my little life motto. Like,
don't let someone bring out the negative in you because of their negativity.
Like, always, because you really cannot be nasty to someone who's kind. Like, it's actually really hard.
Yeah.
Like, if I was just always nice to you, which I think I am, but you know, and you can't honestly be mean to someone who's nice all the time. It's really annoying.
It gets boring because you have nothing to bounce back off, because you're like, oh, they're not giving me the same energy back.
Exactly. Like, no reaction is the best reaction. Like, kill them with kindness and just be a good fucking person. Like, it's not that hard. It's so much easier to be nice to someone than it is to be nasty.
Yeah, but in saying that, everybody is the bad guy in somebody else's story, right?
I always say that too.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like, it's true. Like, I think also, like, you know, you can't always be on, you know, like you can't always be so on and switched on. And like, again, we talked before, like how
everybody
sometimes
makes mistakes.
You just don't like someone, you don't know why, you can't help it. Like, I'm probably not going to be super overly kind to someone who I don't really like for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's the energy,
you know. Yeah. And so in that respect, but for most part, yes, I'm a good person. I always think about other people before myself. I like to put other people before me if I can. I try to be quite selfless, although I can be pretty selfish also.
But there's nothing to feel guilty about being selfish.
I think that depends on how selfish you're being and what it's about.
But there's definitely a place for being selfish in everybody's life.
Yeah.
Do you believe that aliens exist? Why not? I was like, yeah, I absolutely. And like, not maybe like the Martian types, but I definitely don't think that we're the only thriving species on a planet. Like, to think that we're the 100% only
believe
people,
there are life on other planets.
Yeah, if we think we're the only people
in the
that
entire
exist,
universe.
Like, how fucking narcissistic is that?
Also, how many universes actually are there? Like,
yeah,
like we're just in this one.
Yeah,
right.
We're in this one solar system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, the world and the universe and all of that that's like so far from our little shitty couch here. There's so much.
But there's so many conspiracies about how the government have been working with other species and like cover it all up so that the population doesn't freak out.
Yeah, well, like, it's no, but honestly, when you really think about it, Earth cannot honestly be the only place that there is some kind of inhabitants and organisms and energy and people growing and like whatever. Like, what is it? Humans need oxygen to live, but there's no oxygen on those planets. It doesn't mean that something that lives there doesn't need that.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what we need. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love this kind of chat. It's like my favorite thing. Like, it's so deep.
I can't even watch all like the videos about like
I went on a date with a guy once and we got into this and we were just like back and forward for so long. And I was like, oh my God, okay, we had to stop talking about it because it just got too much. And it also makes your brain hurt because you can't even fathom something that you don't know. Like, you don't know something. You don't know that you don't know something until you don't know that you know it.
Yeah.
And like,
Imagine if there was a planet out there and it was just all women.
There could be a planet that is literally like the exact copy of us on Earth.
Yeah.
But like
without global warming.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine a planet of all women, right? Or like...
Imagine what a planet of women would be like versus a planet of all men.
It would depend on if the men were all straight.
Okay, straight women versus straight men.
Well, it would be fucking good as shit.
We'd all be...
That's really
everybody
sexist.
on the planet would have their period at the same time.
No, we'd make sure that we didn't have them. There'd be a way.
True.
Nah, we need them. But then...
If there was a planet of all men...
I'd visit.
There'd be like public cubicles just to wank in. Not even to piss, just to wank. I mean, I would want that at the women's planet, to be honest.
I think I'd visit the men's planet. See what's good. What it do, baby? Nah.
It's me. The only pussy on Earth.
It's the only pussy on Earth. Oh my God. That would be too much.
No.
You would not be one piece when you go home. Okay. Cool. Would you rather waste your time or money? Money. I hate wasting my time. And I don't like to believe in my time ever being wasted.
And money can always come back. You can't get back time.
Money always comes back. It comes, it goes, for sure. But time you can't ever get back. You're right. Also, like, I try not to live my life, though, where I'm like, that was a fucking waste of time. Even though I definitely say that. But I think it's really important to still value everything that you do as an experience. Whether it is a fucking waste of time or not.
Yeah.
But definitely would rather waste money because I'm really good at it.
Yeah. I'm great at spending money.
Really, really good at spending money.
Like, $500 is nothing.
We talked about this the other day. Like, I reckon if I won Lotto for whatever that draw was the other week, if I was a gambling gal,
I could spend it in a day if I had to.
Honestly spend $1 million in a day.
Yeah. Could buy
That's
a house.
sickening. I'd buy like a fucking luxury travel.
Yeah.
Like,
Lovely.
business class, everywhere, top hotels.
Pay off my student debt.
Oh man. One day I could do it.
We will, once the podcast blows up.
When we get $1 million, we're just going to sit and spend it together.
We're going to buy all the vibrators.
Oh, I need a new one.
All right. Would you rather be hated for who you are or loved for who you weren't? Hated for who I am.
Hate me for who I am. Most people do if they don't like me.
Exactly.
It's true.
Like, fuck like being loved for who I wasn't, but then hating myself.
I feel like I used to be quite on the other spectrum. Like, not on purpose, but I feel like, I don't know, in saying that though, I've always been exactly who I am. Okay, last one. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little shuffle, guy. And then that one.
It's meant to be.
Has your life improved since this time last year?
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, it really has.
Think about where we are in our friendship. We weren't living together.
Nah.
podcast.
This time last year, I was getting ready to go away to Coachella for LA and go up to LA.
Yeah.
We weren't living together. We probably weren't even that close. Like, we were close, but not as close. Oh, we were pretty close.
We were still best friends.
Yeah, we were still close. Okay, we're closer now.
Yeah.
I mean, we held each other's titties yesterday, just about.
Facts.
We had a skin-to-skin moment.
We did. And, like, think about, like, how we were probably talking about the podcast then, and now we're actually doing it and going somewhere with it.
We talked about the podcast for so many months before we started it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like, I would always like to think that I'm constantly growing. So, like, regardless of how much time has lapsed, of course I'm going to be in a better place.
Always evolving, always growing. I like to think, for sure. My life has improved since this time last year, and hopefully this time next year will be even better again.
I think in the next 6 months, so many things are going to change for us.
Literally, life has to keep getting better. Otherwise...
What's the fucking point?
Otherwise, we can go back to that lovely card of what is the purpose of life.
Mm-hmm.
If there was no purpose, that would be it.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, well, on that note, that was actually a really good one to end it with.
It was, yeah.
We are going to go eat, and...
Well, we want to do this again, but we think we might want to do this with a special guest, or maybe even a guy in the mix.
Or someone. Even someone doesn't have to be a guy. You could just be someone with an interesting perspective on life.
Absolutely.
That could be cool.
If you think you're that guy, hit us up.
Hit us up. Yeah. All right. Deuces.
That's it for this episode, fam. Thanks for listening.
If you have any questions, topics, or suggestions, you can DM us on Instagram. The link is in our bio.
And don't forget, whose pussy is this?
It's yours.
Deuces.
Bye.